Hey guys, it's Abby here. So I decided to make this video. It's been about 2 years since this event happened, and I think that it really is something that I need to talk about. Just because it can happen to anybody. And, yeah, I'm actually glad that it happened to me and not some little kid. So I was nearly abducted, by a creepy guy in a car, about 2 years ago. And the really upsetting thing, sorry if it's noisy, my jacket is, quite crinkly, but, the thing that really upsets me is that it's right beside 3 schools. Now, and I'm talking about 2 elementary schools and 1 junior high school. And I'm just gonna walk there off camera and show you the schools and tell you exactly what happened. I'm gonna show you the car that pulled up next to me, and I'll show it to you on screen right here. Alright guys, so now I've walked across this giant field here, and now I'm going to show you the schools that were right next to where I was almost abducted. Okay, so there's this school right here. This is an elementary school, which is quite disturbing given what happened. And behind these trees right on the other side of me are 2 other schools. One is over there. That is another elementary school right next to where it happened. And this one right here, that is a junior high school. So 3 schools in quite close proximity to where this happened. And I'm just gonna walk down this path here, and I will join you at the fence. So, catch you in a few minutes. Hey guys, we are almost there. And so it's quite a cool day actually. So, yeah. So there's a sliding hill right there that the kids use to go sledding on in the wintertime, obviously. And then there's this field right here, which has the 2 schools right next to it. Right next to each other on the same field. So I'm just walking down here, and pretty soon I will show you where it happened and what exactly happened. And this is just a little warning to everyone. It can happen to anyone at any point. I was one of those people who thought, oh, well, it would never happen to me. I was so wrong. These types of things can happen, and they're really, really scary. No matter what age you are, but especially if you are a little kid. So I'm actually glad that it happened to me instead of a little kid coming out of one of these schools around me. So yeah. And just be aware of where you're walking to, who's around you, escape routes. Bring something in defense if you are scared to. Right after this incident where I'll show you, I went out and I bought myself some pepper spray for dogs, quote unquote, because You can also use it on a person if they are a threat to you. And that was a piece of glass. If they are a threat to you, it is considered still a chemical weapon. So if you use it and you don't need to, you can be charged for it. So just be aware of that. If you are using pepper spray to defend yourself, just be aware that it has to be used in the right time, in the right place, for you not to get in trouble. Alright, so we're walking along this fence. We're almost to the spot. And there are kids out right now because school just let out. So hopefully I can do this without them like clustering around me. And let's see if we can do this thing. Because it has been, like I said, about 2 years since this incident happened. And I haven't had the courage to go back, really, to do this thing. But I do really think that it is vital for me to put this out there, that it can happen to anyone. And just be aware of what's around you, how people interact with you. I'm not saying be paranoid. Don't do that. Just be aware. And we're almost here. So let's talk about this. Okay. Be back with you soon. Alright guys, we are here. So like I said, that is the school. That is one of the elementary schools. Right there. Right here. And so this is where it happened. Right here. So I was walking along this sidewalk right here. And a car pulled up beside me right here. Going along here. Cut me off. Right there. And it pulled up right where kind of that van is, just in the middle of the parking lot, like right around there. And so they asked me a question. I'm gonna turn this on. So they asked me a question, and I couldn't really hear them because it was kind of muffled. So I stepped closer, and they asked me a question again, and it was kind of muffled. So I stepped further, closer in, and at this point, my brain is working overtime to be like, oh, well, is this a safe situation or not? And my brain was absolutely telling me to stop, to think about what I was doing, and to ask the guy, like, can you say that to me louder? And at this point, he had gotten out of his car, unbuckled his seatbelt, walked to the passenger back door, and opened it up. He was coming towards me, like walking towards me. And at that point, I backed away. I backed away almost to the street. And I said, well, you know what? I don't know what you're asking me. So I'm just going to stop. And at this point, he knew that I caught on to him. And so I just booked it down the street. And about 5 seconds later, after I ran down the street, I looked back behind me, and he was gone. So at that point, I figured, you know what? I was almost abducted. That was scary. Let's go home and regroup. And I did, and I should have done the video sooner. I'm really sorry. But I just didn't feel like I was ready. And I hope that this brings awareness that anybody can get kidnapped or abducted anywhere. So this is right beside 3 schools, like I showed you. There's one school. There's a school down there. And there's a school on the other side of these buildings here. All the way across and down that path that you saw me walking on earlier in this video. So it's really close to schools. That's what really upsets me. Some kid could have gotten really hurt, and I'm glad that I was involved and not some poor random elementary or junior high school kid. So I hope that you liked this video, brought some awareness that it can happen to anybody. Just be vigilant of where you're walking, who you're walking around, if there's any like escape routes that you can take if this happens to you. Carry like a whistle or whatever, if you think that you might run into these kinds of things. So that's my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, learned something. So until next time, take care, stay awesome, don't forget to dance, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.